Vital Hoops, Vital Hoops, Vital Hoops is for the culture.
Peace, everybody. Welcome to the VITAL HOOPS Podcast. My name is Fernando Cardenas, aka International XB. I'm your host, and this is episode number 41. I appreciate the interaction, you know what I mean, the feedback, the constructive criticism, and everything I've been getting lately. It's much appreciated. Please keep it coming. Keep communicating with me, letting me know what you do like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of on the show. I appreciate that. If you haven't done so yet, please like, share, subscribe, whatever platform you're checking us out on. It is greatly appreciated if you share this episode. You know what I mean? And yeah, thank you for that. All right, so basketball season is right here. You know what I mean? For the WNBA, it's you know, playoffs, finals, all that good stuff. I'm thinking we are going to see the New York Liberty versus the Las Vegas Aces in the championship, and that's going to be some really dope finals. It's going to be exciting. I've had the chance to watch a couple games in the semifinals, and it's looking dope. It's good, real great basketball. So I'm looking forward to the WNBA finals. As far as what's going on in Europe, here I've seen, I think I already spoke on this on a previous podcast, but Kemba Walker signed with Monaco over here, Monaco, which is, you know, the best ball club here in France. And their team is looking really good. They're trying to take the EuroLeague. You know, it's going to be tough, but I think they can do it. And that's exciting as well to see Kemba Walker going to be playing alongside Mike James, and their squad is going to be dope. So as far as the NBA, there isn't much going on yet. Obviously, it hasn't started or anything. Some people are talking about, you know, this new in-season tournament that's going to happen in Vegas. You know, some like it, some don't. I don't really have an opinion on it yet. You know what I'm saying? It's just another way to make more money for the NBA. I think the competition is going to be straight. You know, I'm not for or against it. But yeah, like I said, basketball is back. Not the NBA yet, but, you know, I'm excited as well. My season started. And so, yeah, we balling. We back at it. And speaking of balling, I want to talk about Deon Sanders real quick and the whole thing, you know, all the hype and all of that. You know, I'm not for or against Deon Sanders, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? If you're a fan of him as a, you know, as a football coach or as a football player, you know what I'm saying, strictly for entertainment, then that's great. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Support him or don't. You know what I'm saying? But we need to stop. What we don't need to do is glorify these superstars. At this point, he's a superstar, right? We need to stop glorifying these dudes, you know what I'm saying, and acting like they're gonna save us all. Because that's true. That's what's going on for a lot of people. A lot of people out here acting like Deon Sanders is Malcolm X. And sometimes that's the superstar's fault, because a lot of them say, yeah, I'm doing it for the culture. I'm doing it for us. You know what I'm saying? And when they start doing that, that becomes a dangerous game. You know what I mean? Because these superstars are not out for anybody. They're just out for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So really, what happens to them, the outcome of their success doesn't really affect the masses of people. It doesn't affect our people as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So we need to stop glorifying these people. They don't care about us. They don't care about the masses, right? So, like I said, for entertainment, that's fine. Check them out. Check out the game. Have fun. Root for them or against them. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't go past that. You know what I mean? We see similar things with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z makes a move. Everybody's happy. Somebody gets at Jay-Z. Certain people, grown people too, are like defending Jay-Z and Beyonce harder than they would defend their grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to stop that. We really need to, you know, reevaluate all this shit. You know what I'm saying? All this superstar love. You know, it should be the other way around. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't glorify billionaires ever. You know what I'm saying? The more billionaires we have, the more poverty there is. That's the way it works. It's not the other way around. It's not, oh, more black billionaires. That's great. I have a better chance to become a billionaire. No, that's not it. The more billionaires there are, the more poverty we're going to see, right? So we shouldn't be celebrating that bullshit. And here in France, I also see a dangerous trend. I mean, it's the same thing pretty much. A lot of people are saying like, you know, obviously I listen to some hip hop shows, people talking hip hop here in France too. And like some people are saying, yeah, where's our Jay-Z? We need a Jay-Z. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying? And usually what happens in France is what has already happened in the United States as far as pop culture, right? So people are out here believing that, you know, that's what they need. They need a billionaire Jay-Z to come through. But that's not what we need. That's not what we need at all. I was listening to a show the other day. They were speaking about how come there's less conscious hip hop today than, you know, a few years back. Like they were talking about here in France. They were like the level of consciousness is dropping in hip hop. Why is that? You know, a whole bunch of comment. Obviously, people like, yo, people just need to get money. People are worried about getting money. Times are harder, so people need money. They don't have time to worry about that conscious shit. Blah blah blah. The way I see it, you know, people are just super indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? And propaganda is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessary that there's more or less consciousness, but it's just certain voices get lost. You know, today everybody has a voice through social media and all that. And I've spoken about this before, but obviously it has its positive and it has its negative. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main negatives is that there's so many voices out there that there's so much bullshit that a lot of people get lost. A lot of people get lost in translation. You know what I mean? And that's also why we're getting all this reactionary bullshit today. You know what I'm saying? People thinking that they're revolutionary and they're being reactionary. You know what I'm saying? Because we're getting so much lies and bullshit coming out, you know what I'm saying, out of our algorithm and shit that it's crazy. So a lot of people, too much propaganda and too much fake shit. But anyway, another thing I did want to touch on is which kind of has something to do with all this, is the get the bag culture. Nowadays, we live in this shit. We're in the age of get the bag. Everybody's just worrying about getting the bag. And the bad part about it is that, you know, anything is justified as long as you get in the bag. You know what I mean? And that's very dangerous because we're throwing everything out the window. There's no ethics involved. There's nothing. It's justified as long as you get in your money. Not only is it justified, but people will big you up for that shit. People will respect you because you get in your money, no matter what you're doing for it. You know what I'm saying? So this causes more oppression because obviously, and there's so much oppression going on around the world, and a lot of the money that's made is directly linked with this oppression that we're getting involved because we got to get our money. So fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We're not even thinking twice. Like, yeah, hey, fuck it. I got to get my bag. Get the bag. Get the bag. Man, fuck the bag. I understand we all need to survive within this system of oppression, right? So we got to do what we got to do, but we got to be able to draw the line. We got to have limits. We can't just go all out. You know what I'm saying? And also, all these big, you know what I'm saying, people who are loaded with dope, people who have so much fucking money, trying to justify with, I got to feed my family and I got to feed my kids and my wife. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I'm talking about rich people now, right? That are still like, well, I got to feed my wife. You don't need millions of dollars to feed your wife. You don't need millions of euros, you know what I'm saying, to take care of your family. That's bullshit. Okay, so at some point we gotta have values. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have values, morals, values. You know what I'm saying? And so watch out for that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, to get the bag culture is not positive. We just keep it like that. It's just not positive. I'm not saying we shouldn't find ways to make money and live good. You know what I'm saying? Quite the opposite. We have to navigate the system and we have to be able to, you know what I'm saying, make money and live good if we can. You know what I mean? But there's a difference between living good, between, you know, being comfortable, and between being a multi-millionaire and getting money by any means necessary and all this bullshit. Because at some point, they made us believe that money was freedom, or that money was the ultimate power. And that's not what it is. At the end of the day, with more money, you're just a bigger consumer. That's what you truly are. So again, some people will tell you like, yeah, how can I help my people if I don't have any money? Well, most of our leaders, the people who have helped us the most, they haven't done so because of money. They've done so because they've had great ideas. They've been great organizers. They've been extremely conscious. And they've been people who cannot be bought, no matter what. They weren't going out for the bag by any means necessary. They couldn't be bought. And those have been our greatest leaders. So let's reevaluate all that. You know what I'm saying? We got to reevaluate all that, you know? One last trend that's, you know, that's been going around now for a little while that I fucking hate as well, right? So there's this thing about, and people really believe this shit. People go around and they preach this shit, right? Like, never be the smartest out of your circle, right? Or never be the richest out of your circle. Never be the most successful out of your circle, right? And learn when to cut people out. You got to cut people out. You got to cut him out. You got to cut her out because you got to be successful. And at the end of the day, this goes right back into what I talk about a lot, because I think this is one of our biggest problems as to why our people are so oppressed worldwide. And that's individualism. You go right back into individualism. We're worried about ourselves. If everybody does that shit, what happens? If you cut out all of your people, all of your great friends that are not doing so well, what the fuck happens? You're gonna cut your peoples out because they're not doing well, because they're not as quote unquote successful as you? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I need to be around successful people, rich people, so that I can become rich. So we get right back into individualism, more individualism. You know what I'm saying? So that mentality is fucking dangerous, man. And so many people are preaching that bullshit. And I see a lot of people, even people that I love, or people that I'm close to, or people that I have a relationship with, preaching that bullshit. Like, yo, you got to be the most successful out of your circle, and you got to cut people out and all this shit. And what you got to do is be human, man. You know what I'm saying? And build with other humans and connect with people and help people out. You got to help your people out, man. Even if they're doing bad, you can't cut them off because, oh, they're going to hold me back. I'm not going to be successful. Fuck that materialistic successful that you're thinking is the success of all success, because that's what it is at the end of the day. When we're talking successful here, we're talking about materialism, materialistic bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm a little hyped today. I'm sorry. But I had to get some of this shit off my chest, because I'm hearing a lot of this rhetoric, man. A lot of this blah, blah, blah. You know, you got to be successful and cut these people out and all this shit. And I think that's a huge mistake, though. We should never get into that. We should never get into that. No, I'm not saying, I do believe we got to have people around us that inspire us. People that are willing to tell us the truth. That's what we got to have around us. You know what I'm saying? People that won't bullshit us. People that are willing to tell us the truth. And people that truly love us unconditionally. That's the people you got to have around you. Not the people who have more bread than you. Not the people who are more, who have a better corporate job than you. Not the people, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, we got to rethink all this shit. We got to get out of this Western materialistic mentality. And we got to think family. We got to think community. We got to think African. We got to think Afrocentric. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's what I have for today. But I would love to build on this. So like I said, hit me up, please, VitalHoopsPodcast@gmail.com, or put it in the comments right here. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the comments. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you know what I'm saying? Please, you know, like, leave a comment. If you're on YouTube, same thing. Please, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the podcast. Shout out to my boy Pierre Jacobs, man. We just did the vegan life podcast for episode 40. Make sure you check that out. It's just the previous episode, and that was a really good one. Like I said, I had a lot of people reaching out about that podcast, you know, and I'm grateful for that. So shout out Pierre, Train for Greatness, and we got a lot of really dope guests coming up real soon. So stay tuned, man. You know what I mean? At Vital Hoops Podcast on Instagram, at Vital Hoops Pod on Twitter, Vital Hoops on Facebook. You know what I mean? VitalHoops.net. That's it. You know what I mean? Free all political prisoners worldwide. Vital Hoops is for the culture. We out. Peace.